Yeah.
Hi guys, this is Harry from Holistic Health Harry, Alkalize to Realize Talk Show, joined today by a very special guest, Akash. Hello, Akash. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing amazing, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I've known you now for a few months. You've been popping up on my Facebook newsfeed as a guy that's I resonate a lot with your message and what you're promoting. But it's beyond that. I can tell you're a guy that's really on a journey and fresh and new. So you're at a very exciting time in your health journey. So tell us a little bit about your story and yeah, where you're at, bro, at this moment in time. Go for it.
All right. Yeah. So my name is Akash, and I got into this journey like very recently. All this is pretty new to me. So about 5 months ago, I came across a couple people on Facebook, and some of them were raw vegans and fruitarians. They were on their health journey. They were fasting, and it was mind blowing to me because I had never come across such people who are fruitarians. Like I didn't even know
Hmm.
people ate raw food. Like
Hmm.
I had no idea. So I was pretty mind blown, and I wanted to dive right into it. So it took me about a week or so because I'm very open to learning. I've always been very open to experiences, but I haven't come across such people. So once I did, I just dived right into it. So I became a fruitarian like in a week or so. I gave it some thought for a few days or so, and then I didn't study. I just came into it with faith.
Hmm.
That's all I had. I had nothing. I didn't study the science. I didn't study Dr. Robert Morse and all those advocates of Fruitarianism. I just dived right into it. And 5 months now, and it literally is one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. So
Hmm.
I'm pretty grateful. And thank you so much, Harry.
Hmm.
I've been following your posts a lot, and you inspire me, man. Like you're way ahead of me, and I admit, but you're somebody that I can definitely learn a lot from. I've got your books as well. One of them is here, right here at the back, and
Cool.
I'm getting your other books as well. So thank
Sweet,
you very
man.
much for having me here today, man.
Yeah, no, it's absolute pleasure to watch you. I can tell you're a man with fire in your belly. I think that's the best phrase to put it. Someone that, do you know, some people go at it slow, and I think there is a case for it. But I've just seen you as someone that's just accelerated your growth, like, and excitement and spreading the knowledge and awareness. I thought I've got to have you to talk about, all these wonderful things. Can I ask you? So you talked to Messenger a bit about before this time 5 months ago. You said you were a bit tubby, fat. Was that fair to say? You were kind of like overweight.
Yeah, yeah. I was a bit chubby. Like I have this issue, gynecomastia. Like man boobs. So
Mm,
I've had this issue for like 6, 7 years, right?
mm,
And that was something that caused a lot of low self-esteem in my life.
mm,
So I resorted to drugs. I started smoking a lot of weed, cigarettes, alcohol, and even hard drugs
mm,
because of that. Because like when I used to hang around people, right, with friends, I had nothing to talk about. I
mm,
was the kind of person who hated like small talk. I wanted to talk something about substance. So
mm,
when my friends used to talk about all the other stuff, and in order to fit in, because I had no confidence, right? I had low self-esteem. So in
mm,
order to fit in, I resorted to drugs. I did all sorts of things. I was chubby,
mm,
and I used to eat junk food all day.
mm,
Like I was a carnivore. I
mm,
used to eat all sorts of food. So it was kind of, I think my main problem was the low self-esteem
mm.
that made me to resort to all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. And then thankfully, like it's been a year or two, I quit all those drugs.
Mm,
And last year, New Year's Eve, I took a pledge for real. Like I stopped smoking cigarettes that day,
mhm,
alcohol, everything. I promise I'm not gonna touch any of this stuff ever again. And
mm,
that was like 8 months ago, I guess. Yeah, it's October, 8 months ago. And
mm.
about 5 months ago, I got into fruitarianism. So that's how I got started with this journey, man.
Yeah, and then I seen you posting, making some great videos and getting a lot of response because I think the high
Yeah.
response you're getting is because you're genuine, authentic, and it's just your awesome personality. And it's not sometimes, you know what I think is sometimes it's not about the information because there's a lot of people that have great information. It's about more than that. It's like a phrase I remind me of, like it's not what you know, it's like what's that phrase? It's how you say it, how you make people feel. And I
Ah,
think you're one of those people that you've got great knowledge. There's lots of people. I'm not dissing people with great knowledge here, but there's different styles, and I like the way you do it. I think people care a lot about your stuff because they can tell you come across as genuine and you care and you're passionate and you're exciting and you're at the new phases of your life story, which is very exciting for us. That I've been in it for a while, so. Mm,
yeah, absolutely. I think the reason people resonate with my journey is because they're going through it, so they relate with what I'm saying. And some of them are like new people are there like who've transitioned to all this stuff, and they're pretty new to it. And since I've been a person like, I seem like I'm experienced with this stuff, but I'm not. It's only been 4 months. Like, I never meditated before. I never used to be on this health journey. I was kind of like the, what do you say, compulsive guy, right?
Mm.
I used to base my actions around compulsions. I
Okay.
never consciously put thought into stuff. But
Yeah.
it's been like 4 or 5 months since I like really changed my life around. And I think
Mm.
the reason is fruits. I don't
Mm.
know why. Like when I started eating a lot of fruits, right? I quit all those heavy foods.
Mm.
That's technically drugs, right?
Yeah.
So it's something magical happened to me. Like I started not giving a fuck. Like
Mm.
I stopped caring about people, what people said. I nearly lost all my friends, but I love them, but I don't really care because they
Mm.
actually helped me move towards more and more healthy lifestyle, holistic lifestyle. So yeah, and the
I,
reason why all and Facebook has been a
mm.
platform where I've met new friends like you, yourself,
Mm.
man, and other people out there who inspire me a lot. So now I've made Facebook my friend circle. So I don't really need my old friends because they're not the type of people I want to hang around with.
Oh, I love what you just said there. It's so important. People bash social media, but it's same for me, brother. Like I'm 3 years into this. I had no friends. I still don't have friends in the real world because they're not around me. And all
Right.
my friends now, deep friends, some I met with, are all on Facebook. It's a game changer because, like yourself, you need to be around people that are on the same level as you. Or at least you can like that you can help as you come up, but people on your
Yeah.
level and people above you can learn from. And Facebook's got all levels of people that you can, it's such a key. So I'm so
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking happy you're on it, bro. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so glad I connected with you, man. Like it's divine, man. How
Mm.
like we come across people that are on the same level, and
Yeah.
Facebook has given us that opportunity. Otherwise, we would have been alone on this journey and probably have quit, right? Because there's
Yep.
no one to support us along the way. Now I can ask questions if I'm facing some problems in my life with my health journey, whatever. I can just type a question on Facebook and get a ton of answers from people
Yeah.
who some people who are ahead of you or more experienced and everything, like you yourself, man. So
Appreciate it, brother.
it's an
I was
amazing
gonna I was
platform,
gonna
man.
ask you a question.
Yeah.
So I don't know this, but I'm guessing you had quite an addictive personality before because of all the things you were doing. Now I feel
Yeah.
like because I can speak from my own experience too. I did, and what I've done is I've translated my addictive personality in a bad way to something good. And I think I don't correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe that's what you've done. You've gone from addictive in a bad way to addictive in a really good way, and that's probably why people are so inspired and more than like holy shit, this guy's just taking the fruits like it's easy, like he's gone
Right.
100% fruits. Like tell us how you did it.
Yeah, exactly, man. You said it right. There's this book from Grant Cardone. I'm not sure if you know him.
Yeah, the business
The book
guy.
is
Yeah.
called 10x. Yeah, 10x.
Mm,
So I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, man. That guy is the same. Yeah. So I kind of have this 10x personality. You could call it addictive. You could call it
Mm,
compulsive.
mm,
But yeah, so I took it in the positive way.
yeah.
I used to do all the negative stuff 10 times a day. Now what I'm doing is I'm doing all the positive stuff 10 times a day. That
Mm,
doesn't mean I'm perfect. Yeah, I'm still
no.
learning and everything. Yeah, but you could say that, man. Like I've
Yeah.
transferred my energy from the negative stuff to
Yeah.
all the good stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I've done, man.
Do you know what I've
Yeah,
noticed as
so
well? I've noticed as well.
yeah,
It's what it does is it puts us in the character of extreme because we go extremely hardcore. It doesn't mean we're perfect, like you said, but we go extremely hardcore. And I found the people with the best information, myself, you, and other people that I love the most, are extreme personalities. So they'll take, but that's where the information comes from that people love. Extreme information comes from extreme personalities, and what I've
right.
found is I'm trying to bring myself more. I'm not perfect, mate. I'm trying to bring myself more into balance, but it's a journey. So I've been extreme. I probably still am extreme to some people, but I'm trying to balance it, and that's the joy. Like bring that extremeness to it and then bring the balance and then try and work out your own fucking way of like doing it.
Yeah, man. Like you start off extreme, but like when you get more and more into it, you do come to a balance. So that's
Yeah.
not a problem. Actually, I think extreme is actually a good thing when you're starting out because that pushes you to try stuff, right? But
Mm,
if you're balanced, then balanced people are not action takers. Yeah, like
mm,
not exactly. I don't mean it in that way. But what I'm saying is like when you're starting off, you gotta have some kind of a push, some kind of extreme personality.
yeah.
But yeah, you do come to a balance later on in your life. So I think
Yeah.
that helped me, man. Being extreme helped me actually.
Yeah, I love it. I love that part of my personality and the ego. Let's go back to fruits a little bit and let's talk a
Yeah,
little bit about your first couple of weeks. I don't know if you can remember this. Your first couple of weeks when you were going like what 80, 100% fruits or whatever. What was your
yeah.
reactions in terms of your body? Were you having detox symptoms? Were you going to the toilet a lot? Were you having lows, highs? What was your mental and physical state at these first few days and weeks into the process?
All right. So I was eating a lot of vegan junk food, right? And like the night I made the decision that I'm going to go raw vegan the next day. For 2 days, I ate raw vegan food. So I was eating fruits in the morning and then vegetables and raw vegetables and salads and everything. But what I found was like I didn't like the taste of vegetables very much. I had to add salts and spices and all sorts of things to make it edible, to make it taste good. So I'm not saying eating vegetables is wrong. Yeah, it has its benefits. But what I'm saying is that I didn't like the taste of it very much. But fruit was something that called me. That actually like it tasted so good in its natural form, with its natural flavors. I didn't have to add anything to it to make it taste tasty. So for 2 days I was raw vegan. I was forcing it, trying to balance it all, like a balanced diet. But then I realized no, really, like all we need is fruits, and fruit is all the nutrients that we possibly need.
Mm,
So after 2 days, I went straight fruitarian, and I started consuming 100% raw, watery, sweet fruits.
mm.
So the first couple of days was I really didn't face a lot of detox symptoms other than
No?
loss of weight.
Yeah.
I've lost 23 kilograms of weight. I'm not sure how much that is in pounds.
Wow, that sounds like a lot. I mean, I'm not too sure either, but that does sound like a lot. 23 kilograms. Whoa.
Yeah, that's like I think it's around 40, no, 45 pounds or something, I guess. So
Really?
that, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
wow.
yeah. I've lost a lot of weight. I didn't used to eat a lot of fruits in the beginning, so that's why. But now I'm trying, like now I realize
Mm,
after fruits, 100% fruit for a while, you
mm,
can eat a lot. In the
mm,
beginning, you can't because you don't like the taste of it because you are not used to it, right? So in the
mm.
first few days, in the first few weeks, in fact, I felt a lot of dizziness.
Really? Low
Whenever I
blood.
used
Oh,
to, yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. So when I used to sit right and or sleep,
Mm,
whatever. I used to lie down, and when I used to get up after lying down or sitting, I used to get this dizziness feeling for a while, for like 10 seconds or so, and
mm,
then it goes away. It never used to come when I was walking or running or exercising or whatever. Only when I used to like get up after sitting. So for some reason, I didn't understand what was going on. Maybe it was low blood pressure or something.
mm.
That happened to me, dizziness, and yeah, that was actually all. Like I really didn't face a lot of detox symptoms actually. Yeah,
That's
maybe a little bit hair loss, hair
no
fall.
headaches. No headaches or nothing.
Yeah, a little bit sometimes, but not really. Like I didn't have strong detox symptoms, and I'm amazed. I don't know why. Like a lot of people talk a lot about those detox symptoms, but I don't really face anything other than dizziness and some hair fall, man.
And were you eating a lot of fruits, or were you like just were you condensing the feeding window, or just going I can eat as much fruits as I want? How was that?
I was like eating as much as like I felt satisfied with. So that
Mm,
was it. I wasn't really limiting the fruit or fasting or anything. I
cool.
was just going with the flow, like
Yeah.
how much ever I wanted, how much ever kept me hydrated.
Yeah. And
So
using
I was,
were you
yeah,
using the fruit as water as a water source for yourself? Or were you using external water with the fruits or?
no, yeah. In the beginning, for a week or so, I did drink water, but I stopped drinking after that. Yeah, I stopped drinking water. Not, I haven't been on water for months now.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, yeah, I
Hardcore.
did. I do drink coconut water sometimes because I love it so much. And I went on a fast recently for a 7-day fast on coconut water, and it was amazing. For
Yeah.
those 7 days, I had only coconut water. But yeah, fruits actually keep me hydrated, man. I don't really need a water source. Actually, fruit is the best water source that's out there.
Oh, I love what you're
So
saying, bro.
yeah,
So yeah, they got so much water inside them. You were hydrated enough. You didn't feel like, oh, I'm thirsty
yeah.
at every point. Like,
Yeah, all I had was high watery fruits. I wasn't eating a lot of bananas. Maybe like a couple a day, maybe two a day. That's all.
mm,
All other fruits were high hydrating fruits. Not even apples. I was
mm,
having apples rarely there. All I was having was like watermelons, mangoes, fruits that have a lot of
mm.
water content. So it
Mm.
kept me hydrated. Yeah.
Oh yeah, brother. And I noticed that your photos as well look phenomenal. Your skin, mate, looks fucking great. I mean, that must be down to purely just the foods the food intake you're taking in. It's fucking making the
Absolutely.
skin fucking glow, which is crazy.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Yeah, I do credit fruits for improving my skin because I didn't have that skin before. And some people, like amazingly, man, some people, like one guy, my friend, was never reached out to me for like 5, 6 years, right? He used to be in college with me, and then he commented. No, he didn't comment actually. He replied to my story. I was making a video, and he replied to my story. He was saying, you look like you're on drugs, man. I was like, no, man,
Hmm.
I've improved. My skin has improved and everything. I used to be on drugs, yeah, but I'm not on drugs anymore.
Yeah.
So, but he was trying to downgrade what I've achieved with this diet, but I don't really pay attention to what people say. Like I know myself, and my brother and my sister, they're fruitarians as well, and
Cool.
all of us, yeah, all of us
How did that
decided to
happen?
just.
Did you get your brother and sister into it? How's this going down?
I didn't get my brother and sister into it actually. We all decided together.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
everything we do, man, that's, I don't know why, it's like amazing synchronicity.
Mm.
Whatever I'm not sure if I'm using the right term, but every decision that we made, every positive decision that we made, even negative,
Mm.
apart from the drugs, they haven't been in, they never did drugs, but yeah, all the positive and negative decisions that we made, we were together. So we turned a vegetarian together, then we became vegan together.
Cool.
We made the decision at the same time, and then fruitarian, everything, literally everything. It's amazing. When you started a business,
Yeah.
it was all of us together.
Huh,
So yeah,
do you live with your brother and sister? Are you in close contact with them? I'm guessing you're quite close.
yeah, they're pretty young, man. My brother is 17, and my sister is 20.
Oh
She's
wow,
19,
how old are
19,
you,
yeah.
Akash? I don't know how old you are. You're quite young as well, right?
I'm 22. I'm
22.
22.
Oh, so the oldest of the three. I see. The one
Yeah,
that.
yeah, the oldest of the three. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. Like you've
Right.
got, so in a way you have got kind of support there. So I mean, you've got we've got Facebook as well, but there is kind of like you've made a decision together with close family, which is helpful to
Yeah,
the journey. So. Hmm.
absolutely, man. That has been really helpful. Like my brother and my sister accompanying, doing everything together. It has been amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, let's transition to something else we wanted to touch base with. We'll transition
Yeah,
from fruits to spirituality a little bit. So you said
yeah.
in private talks with me that you were atheist at one point, and perhaps now you're not. So explain to me your transition in your faith and how that's developed in your life.
Yeah, so I've always been an atheist pretty much all my life, actually. I always used to question religion, everything that was out there. So my parents, they're Hindu. Like I'm a born Hindu as well, but I don't like to identify with Hinduism.
Mm,
So they used to preach some things around me and my brother and my sister, and I used to disbelieve everything.
mm,
Like whatever they used to say, I used to disbelieve because I didn't have faith in anything other than the human beings, the physical manifestation here. So, but later in life, uh, I read a couple books, I guess. I gained some insight, but the insight, I really gained the insight when I started meditating a bit. I'm not an experienced meditator, to be honest. I haven't meditated a lot in my life,
mm.
but when I started meditating, when I started reading a couple books, A New Earth, that was one book that gained. A New Earth by Eckhart
That's
Tolle.
right. Mm,
And that was an amazing book. I think that changed my life, to be honest,
mm,
because that gained my, like, I gained my faith back with this book. And I don't necessarily believe in the God that's up there. I just believe in the divine, that
mm,
everything that's made out there, all the energy and everything is it's God. That's what I believe in. So
mm,
yeah, I went from an atheist to spirituality. I read a couple books. I started meditating. I started really seeing the power in believing in oneself, and listening to you guys and all these people on Facebook.
mm.
That's how I gained my, like, faith back in spirituality. But I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. I like to identify with being a spiritual, because being spiritual means seeking, and being religious means believing in something that may or may not be true. So
Mm.
I don't like to identify with being a religious. Yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. I'm still discovering myself, still discovering,
Sure.
seeking stuff and all. Yeah.
I am too, by the way. I've had a very similar journey to you from atheism to spirituality. But a quick question for you. So, synchronicities, is that ever been a factor in your life? Just random coincidences, synchronicities, has that aided, have you ever had them in your life? And has that aided your spirituality and your belief in a higher power? These kind of things.
Um, I'm not sure, to be honest, but I've been seeing a lot of synchronistic numbers,
Mm,
incidents, and yeah, I've been experiencing with it a lot in recent times, actually, like the last few months.
Mm.
I haven't seen them before. Even if I had, like I ignored it because, like the rest of us do. So in the last few months, I've been seeing a lot of synchronistic numbers, incidents, and stuff like that. And I have an online business as well, a clothing brand.
Cool.
I'm just, it's in the beginning stage actually. So
Mm.
my Instagram has been like, I used to stress a lot on this, right? Like I used to stress on my Instagram because it wasn't growing. It was stagnant for a long time, for
Mm.
like 4 or 5 months.
Mm.
And after I transitioned to fruits did something to me. I can explain that. So yeah, so after that, I stopped worrying about my Instagram following. I just started, being more passionate about what I was doing,
Yeah.
trying to share the best information, the
Mm.
best content on my Instagram, and started growing, started going viral. Every post started going viral, and it's at, I think, yeah, it's 7,200 followers right now, and the next month,
7,000 followers on Instagram. Seven.
yeah, on Instagram. No, not
Wow.
mine, not mine. My business actually,
Oh,
yeah, the online brand, and it's growing, man. It's growing phenomenally, and in the next month, I think we're gonna reach 10K for sure.
wow.
So I'm not sure how much synchronicity has to do with this, but I've been seeing a lot of synchronistic numbers. I don't know what they mean at all. Like I'm not sure what they mean, but yeah, the incidences and everything I've been experiencing with it for sure.
Yeah.
Not sure how much they played a role in my development and everything.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you know what I was thinking while you were talking there? Like you said something powerful. You said like your business, when you were caring about it so much, it wasn't growing, and then you stopped caring about it.
Yeah,
And do you know what? That's how I look at life. Like life is intense, but you have to be free from the outcome. Like the Bhagavad Gita says, you're entitled to the fruits, but not the action. Do you know what I mean? You're entitled to take the action, but you're not entitled to the benefits of the action. So it's almost like you've got to be free from outcome. And what you're saying was like kind of when we meditate, we become free from outcome. So we've got the intent. You had loads of intent. You were pushing, but you're probably pushing too hard. And then you backpedaled off. Maybe the fruits did that, maybe the meditation, whatever. And then you got free from outcome as well as you still had intent. And then all of a sudden, boom, it blew up.
absolutely, man. You said it right. Exactly. So yeah, I had a lot of intent. I was pushing it, but the thing is, like, fear was with it. Like, fear
Mm.
accompanied my intent,
Yeah.
and that thing that what I wanted to attract was moving away. So the moment I stopped caring, I did care. I had that strong intent as well, but the fear wasn't accompanied with it, right? It was apart. It wasn't there, and then that thing started attracting to me. So yeah, I was attached to my outcome, and it started attracting to me. And when I was attached to my outcome, it was running away from me. So that's exactly what
And to
happened.
repeat,
Yeah.
the fruits must have had impact because fruits raise your vibration like no other food on the planet, aside from fasting. But that's another ball game. Fruits, in terms of our food, which we do need to eat, I believe that's going to just put you into such a high vibration that you're going to all of a sudden backpedal and think, okay, I still want what I want, but now I don't care so much. And that must have communicated in what you did. And yeah, I can understand why fruits is you're one great story
Right.
of someone that's just with one healing modality almost, although you're going to do a lot of stuff and you are doing a lot of stuff, just with one healing modality called fruits, you've just transformed in the space of like what, this year? You said in the last 9 months, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I can't exactly explain how fruits did all this, but yeah, I can tell. Like the light fruit, right? It's so light in nature that it raises vibrations and it raises a lot of energy inside of you,
Mm.
and you start attracting things that you weren't attracting before. And better sleep and everything. It's just, it raises energy so much inside of you that it starts attracting things to you. Yeah, man. For
Yeah.
sure, for sure,
How
for
I look at it
sure.
is like a cup. Like most people have a cup half empty, so you get a cup half full, and it starts flowing out the cup. So now you're like, holy shit, I've got too much energy. The fruit gives you too much energy. The food you've got inside you, and it's all going off. So you're like, okay, shit, I've got to give out. So what do? You go on Facebook, and now all of your posts, everyone's watching and wants to learn from you and inspired by you because you've just got too much energy. And that's a good thing because most people don't have energy. Most people are stressed, if we're being honest. Not our friends, but people in society that we're around. They're stressed, they're unhealthy, they're diseased, they're heavy, they're stagnant, they're overweight. If they're not overweight, they're internally unhealthy. It doesn't mean because you're not overweight that you're not healthy. So, it's a lot going on.
Absolutely, man. You could explain better than what's going on with me than I can, man. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
uh,
Yeah. So I have all this energy, and I'm trying to talk to people, trying to communicate and spread my message and what's going on with me. So yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
It's one thing I
Right.
want to talk to you about. I didn't prime you for this, but I can see you're a voracious book reader because of all the Facebook posts. You got the Saga Guru
Yeah.
got behind you. So, and you know what, I am too. And I really, my dream is to get more people reading books. And I see that you're on the same wavelength here as me. I've always been. So, tell me about why you read loads of books and what is the benefits of reading. I know it sounds basic, these questions, but I want to encourage people. What's the point of reading books? What's the point of spending money on buying books? And what is it? What has books done to you? Have they changed your life? And yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, man, books I think play the most important part in my life in improving and developing myself. I got into business because of books. I got into spirituality because of books. Pretty much everything, man. Like books gave me that push to strive for betterment and development. So I guess books play the most important part of my life, man. I see a lot of people out there, man. Those who don't read books, and if you look at their life and you realize that they're not developing. Like nobody is there to inspire them.
Yeah.
All like when we read books, we're spending the time with that author, right?
Yeah.
We grab a part of their life, and we can make a conscious choice to adapt that thing that we learn in our life. That's a different case, but I think books push people a lot. And those who don't read books out there, if you look at them, they're stagnant in their life. That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
So yeah, books play the most important part of my life,
Bro, you
man.
said
That's
something
I
powerful.
think,
You
yeah,
said, you said something really
powerful.
powerful. You said something about books are the life story of other people. I'd say that the extractions of the best it's like a highlight reel of a movie. You know, a movie is like the story of, it might be a true story of someone. It's the highlight reel. Well, a books is the high consciousness, high vibe. People have spent a lot of time in 50 years, 60 years of someone's life wisdom, or 10 years, however long, condensed into one book format. And therefore you can download it into your brain. Like, okay, this is the information from this guy. Read another book, make your own story. Okay, I'll take this, extract this. And then your brain starts connecting the dots between, okay, I'll take a little bit from him, a little bit from this book, a little bit from that book. This doesn't make sense. This does. And then your brain becomes like a supercomputer, a super mind, and then a super hive. And that's literally, like you said, how people like yourself, how I don't promote it a lot, but fucking hell, most of the reason why I'm here talking to you now from what stuff I'm doing in the future and past and present is books as well. Books have changed my life too. They're really powerful.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Like when you're reading a lot of books from different authors, right? Like you explained, I really like what you explained right there. So like you pick up dots from different books and then you connect them together, and then you put your own experience into them and make it better. So you don't have to exactly follow what the author is saying, but you can improve upon it.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I've done, and I'm sure what you've done as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's that.
And one more thing, we talked about Facebook being a great place, and you've got your own family as well. We can be lucky and have people in our life that are on the same level as us. But if we can't, and there's no inspiration, because let's be honest, for the masses, they haven't got the inspiration. That's okay. Well, what they can do is read a book, because therefore you have access to someone that's got the inspiration. You can literally role model of people that aren't in your life. How do we use YouTube? You can go and watch YouTube videos. You can go on Facebook. There's people. There's books. There's many ways you can get that mindset and start hanging out with people. You might not physically be there with them, but in a book you kind of physically are them. That's the representation of that person's life lessons condensed for you. So
Right, exactly. Virtually, you're spending time with people you want to be. Like you, let's say I'm listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? So I'm not exactly at the position. I can't physically meet him. I don't have the resources to do so. Nor can I actually learn from him directly. Right. All I've got around me is my family, and those. A lot of people are mediocre, right? So I don't mean to disrespect anybody, but yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth, right? So in order to pick a part of where Dr. Joseph Dispenza is, you could just read his books, a couple of his books, and watch a couple of his videos to be not exactly where he is right now, but move it one step closer towards where he is. So that helps a lot. Like, yeah,
definitely, brother.
exactly.
And one more thing, you might know this as a tip, might be for the general audience too. One thing I've started to do is to listen to YouTube videos, because you know the internet, we're using it now and it's good, but it's also, we are very well aware that it's dangerous to constantly
Yeah.
have Wi-Fi, especially at night time when you're sleeping. But the less you use the internet, the better. So one thing I'm doing now is with YouTube's, I'm downloading them onto an MP3 player, and I'm listening to them outside, because I know the sunlight is healthy and just getting that sun to your skin. So I'll listen to information, but I'll listen to it in a natural environment as opposed to having the Wi-Fi on and stuck inside the house. That's a great tip.
Oh, awesome, man. That's a good idea. I could incorporate that in my life as well. I'm also like I worry about that sometimes. Like, I'm using a lot of electronic devices all the time because like not only I'm watching videos to learn and everything, reading books and everything, I'm also like I have my online business, right? So
Yeah.
I have to be on the laptop all the time, all day. But I think that's a great way to do that. Like a couple hours, which
Yes.
I spend my time every day learning. I could just buy
Yeah.
a MP3 player
The
and
ones,
do
the
that.
ones
Yeah,
that don't
that's
need
amazing.
videos, which is most of them, the interviews, all
Yeah,
your
yeah.
health podcasts and all that stuff. Yeah, put them onto MP3 and mm,
Exactly, exactly. One thing we can do as well, like get EMF glasses, right? Just to block off that radiation that laptops and everything give off. So I was gonna order that today, but since we had that interview, but I'm definitely gonna order one after this talk. So
definitely.
I think that's
I'll
a
send
great
you a
way.
link.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link to a special. There's ones that block out blue light, but they're not very that orange. But you want the red ones, are even better. There's levels to this, and they're cheap too. So there's levels of light
Oh,
they block out. So I'll send you a link to one that's very hardcore. But yeah, that is great advice too. And also,
oh yeah, sure.
people should not
Oh
have the
yeah,
wrong.
I would love that.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
No, no, don't worry.
Uh,
Carry on. Carry on.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I would love that recommendation. Please send that over to me because
Oh,
I was looking for recommendations for those glasses.
yes, brother. These are cheap, but they in fact what they do is they turn everything red. They don't let any other color in except for red. So that means that you can produce way more melatonin at nighttime. So they're more hardcore because there's levels to how hardcore these glasses are.
Right.
Some of them only block blue, they let orange in, orange, yellow, and red. But the best ones and the cheap ones block all the colors except red, and that will really let your melatonin rise at nighttime for good sleep. So yeah.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, I would love to get that one.
Yeah, this is good. All
Right.
right, bro.
Nice.
Before we go, I'd like to ask a few questions. So, is there anything we haven't covered today that that you would
Uh,
like to?
yeah. You wanted to ask me about growing my hair and my beard
Oh,
and why I'm doing so?
yes, please. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So I was like a couple months ago when I started with fruits, right? I told you that I stopped giving a caring about what other people think, right? That's the time I started growing my beard as well because until the moment I was caring about what other people think, I cared about my how I looked and everything. Then I stopped caring suddenly because I watched a video from Sadhguru.
Mm,
I remember you reading that book, and engineering is amazing, man.
it's a
I
good
loved
book.
it. So yeah, I was watching his video, and he was like, uh, somebody from the crowd asked him why was he growing his beard,
Mm,
and he was like, you should go out there and ask other men who don't grow their beard because
mm,
it's growing on me. I'm not growing it. It's growing on me. It's a completely natural thing to grow a beard. You
mm,
should go out there and ask people who are cutting it, not the people who are growing it, because it's natural. So that really resonated with me, and I was like, yeah. And that day I sat and asked myself the reason why do I cut my hair? Is it coming from? Is it an instinctual a decision? Is it a conscious decision, or am I doing it because I want to look good to other people?
mm,
And that day I decided because I was cutting my hair because I wanted to look good,
mm,
and that's the day I stopped cutting because
mm.
like I was making a decision. I was doing something just to look good to other people, and
Yeah.
something that I didn't want to do myself because whenever I used to shave my beard
Mm,
or hair, I used to get uncomfortable and I used to
mm,
grow this acne and my skin used to get red and it
mm,
used to bleed. Like I had a hard time every time I used to cut my beard. I had a hard time,
mm,
like the couple days until I grew it back. So
mm.
yesterday I stopped cutting it. I stopped cutting my hair because and there's scientific reasons as well because like hair help you capture more pranic energy from
Yeah,
the sun and everything. So
definitely.
that's one of the reasons, and the major reason is me not caring about what other people think. So I want to grow it, and I think it's powerful, and I think it's beautiful. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, bro. And I love the angle you come from here. Like, because why do we do this? It's insane that we shave and we shave because there's a societal representation that men need to be clean shaven because that's what we do and that's clean. But actually, why are we doing this? Like, it's really stupid when we think about it. So I love the angle of, do you know what? I don't give a fuck what other people think. And do you know another
Yeah.
thing though with it? I think it looks quite good too. I mean, that aside, and I think it actually looks quite good when men have beards. I mean, I'm biased. I like growing beards myself, but I think it looks better than when a man's clean shaven. That's just me maybe, but
Exactly. I mean, that's me too. Like, I think men look better with a beard than without one.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's just indoctrinated belief systems. People like, I was watching a video the other day, and actually not the other day, a week before or so, and they were saying that it started in Japan or somewhere where,
Mm.
not exactly in Japan, but they used to cut the hair of slaves in Japan. That's where the cutting of the beards and hair started.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah,
That
that
was
makes
amazing
sense.
to
To
me.
weaken them, to weaken the people.
Yeah, to weaken their
Yeah.
instinct and yeah, so that's why.
Have you
And
heard the
that's
story of
another powerful reason.
Yeah, have you
Sorry?
heard the story of Samson and Delilah in the Bible? I mean, I'm not saying you believe that stuff, but Samson and Delilah, you heard of that story?
No, no,
Samson
I
Delilah,
haven't had.
basically, it's a man that he was going to battle, and to make him weaker, when he slept, they cut his massive long hair and his beard off, and then he became weak and couldn't, and I think he died or something. Or anyway, the point with the moral of the story was, as soon as this man's hair and beard was cut off, he physically became weaker and he couldn't fight properly. And that's symbolic to me of the truth, like the truth of the Bible. This maybe it's true,
Right.
or not, but there's so many messages out there, like you said, with the research, the Native American Indians grew their hair long too because they believed in intuition. We didn't talk about intuition as well. It makes you more intuitive and more spiritual. Like they say, it's spiritual antennas. And I kind of believe this. I am open-minded, so I resonate. And then what people like me and you I do is we experiment and then we notice a difference. And have you,
Yeah.
ask you, have you felt a difference? This is hard to judge, I know, but do you
Yeah.
feel? Do you
I
feel
think I
different?
have.
Hmm.
I think I have. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, I can say I've become more intuitive.
Hmm.
Yes, I have, but I'm not really great at identifying what's happening and what's this causing in my life. But I do feel more powerful and more
Hmm.
content with myself when I have a beard.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's intuitive. I haven't become intuitive though, but I just I like it. Like when I look in the mirror and I
Hmm.
have my beard on, I just seem more powerful.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can't really exactly tell what it's doing to me.
Yeah.
Guess more experience will tell or what it's gonna
It's
do to
really
me.
hard. I've known about this for
Yeah,
2 years, and you know what? Sometimes I had to compromise with my family. I get it cut, but what the good thing with with doing these bad things like having it cut, my hair, my power, is what I do is every time that happens, I learn that I feel my power disappear, my energy levels go down a little bit each time. Then I grow it again. I feel my energy going up. So basically, by getting it cut every now and again, I'm actually having experiences that actually the hair is really fucking powerful. I know it in my heart. It's hard to prove, yes, but I know it in my heart. I can feel my energy go up as this beard grows longer, as this hair gets longer. It just goes up and up and up. And next time I get it cut again, I know it's good. My energy's going to drop. Now, people could say, "Oh, that's placebo," but then I just look at the science. I look at the what people are saying, the ancient cultures. Oh, another one. Did you know about the Sikhs? Have you heard about the Sikh culture and what
oh
they?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they actually it's their religion that says scriptures say that they're not allowed to cut their hair and let them grow as long as the whole body hair actually, as long as they can. Yeah, that's true.
And
And
and they were warrior race. They were a warrior race of people. They
oh
were
yeah,
famous warriors.
right. So that's another reason, man. Like scriptures have truths in them. We just are too blind to look at them. So
Yeah. And
if
the
you
army
really
people,
go,
the army people too. Everyone in the army has to have the haircut. What's up with that? That's
yeah, that's
stupid.
absurd, man. Why do we do that? Why do we even have such a law to cut the hairs of
Yeah,
like
crazy,
the
bro.
army?
Next,
Yeah.
there's going to be a law to stop people eating fruits, bro. You heard that one? They're going to address it.
Yeah, man. That's very possible.
Yeah.
Looking at how everything is going on.
But
Right,
do
right.
you know with that though? They don't even need to because they've got people thinking that fruits are only a snack. They're not a main meal, and also they've got too much sugar in them, so they'll give you diabetes. So don't eat them
Oh
too
yeah.
much. So
Yeah. So they don't even need to do that, right? They've got all these indoctrinated beliefs going on. So yeah, people say that fruits cause diabetes,
mm,
they cause protein deficiency,
mm.
and like all sorts of other diseases. But I'm right here, man. I've been eating fruits for 5 months. I think 5 months should be enough to
Mm.
cause somebody diabetes or protein deficiency. And
Yeah. So
look
it's
at me, right?
quickly, what's your plan for the future in terms of your diet? So are you planning to continue this lifestyle of fruitarianism 100%, or are you planning to dial it down, or are you planning is this just till you've lost more weight? What's the plan?
Absolutely, man. I plan to continue this diet because I think I've experienced so many benefits. I can't give it up, and I'm going to incorporate more and more fasting, coconut water fasting, and maybe probably like dry fasting as I get more comfortable with it. I just want it to come naturally, right? I don't want to force anything.
Yeah.
I'm just letting it come all naturally, and yeah, just like raise my vibration and everything, and reach a point where I can do all this more naturally without using force and be balanced, like you said, right? You can start off extreme, but you gotta become more balanced.
Yeah. And you're
Right,
doing it,
right.
bro. And I can tell you're one of those people that's intuitive. You're on it. You're extreme, but you're awesome. You care about people, and this is wonderful to watch. And I'm really happy that I interviewed you today, bro. And I'm happy you're my Facebook friend too. And we're going to watch each other grow and blossom. You know, you said I've been in it long. I've only been in it 3 years. I'm still new at this too. There's people that are in 10, 20. So we're joining it together really, and it's fun.
Oh
So
yeah.
Akash, thank you very much for being with us today. Any last message we didn't cover apart from we got the hair, which is important, but.
I think pretty much we've covered everything that's major in my life. I've been making some other changes as well, taking ice cold showers every day, and I've got it written down as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
go on. Read out so you want. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I've been practicing breath work, and I think that's been powerful
Mm,
too as well. Like yeah, I think one of the reasons people do a lot of drugs is because they can't get high on their own, and they can't feel the dopamine and everything using natural practices. So I think sunbathing, sun gazing, and all these breath work, especially,
mm,
and ice cold showers, man. I think ice cold shower is something everybody should incorporate because
mm,
whenever I take an ice cold shower, it's like I feel so strong, like
mm.
the body, the physical strength goes up.
Just
I
a
think
quick
the
one. I've
dopamine
been
goes
thinking
up.
about the cold lately a lot. What it does, it majorly increases your dopamine, right? And what dopamine does, increase your testosterone. And testosterone makes you feel high as fuck. You're manly as fuck on testosterone. So when you increase your dopamine, testosterone, my God, do you feel fucking good? So that could be
Right,
one
exactly.
of those. Yeah.
That I think I'm sure you've known Wim Hof methods and everything. Wim
Yeah.
Hof, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what I got it from. I think you did too, right? Because he's very famous on cold therapy and how people
Mm,
can heal their diseases and illnesses using the cold.
mm,
That's one of these techniques actually.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you know the science well, man, because like you're a science guy, I guess. Everything we talk about, you know the science. I'm like to be honest, I don't know a lot of science behind everything. That's why I've ordered a lot of books just to dive deep into it. And
Yeah.
you know the reason I'm reading a lot of books like regarding fruitarianism and all these holistic healing things and everything is
Mm,
because I wanna be a source of inspiration and source of information for my family and
mm,
as well because my dad and my mom and everybody like I want to convince them, but just based on my experience I think it's hard to convince one just
mm,
based on your experience. Just sharing the science and everything and how it helps you
yeah.
scientifically, you could actually get them to try new stuff. So that's one of the reasons I'm reading and diving into the books. I
Yeah.
already know the power of fruits,
Yeah.
but just like 15, 20 days ago, I started reading books and I know them, but I'm just reading them so that I can explain to my parents and everything. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons. Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. You look. You
I
look
would
at.
like to ask you
Yeah.
one question as well, man,
Yeah. Go on.
before we wrap up.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
It's going to cost you though.
transcendental
It's going to
meditation.
cost you. It's going to cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, I'll be ready to pay it, man.
Nah, Jacob.
So, I know you're joking. So yeah, I wanted to ask you about transcendental meditation, man. You've been experimenting with it a lot,
Mm.
and I want to dive into it. Can you
Oh,
talk a
cool.
little bit about it?
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, so I'm day 43 now. I'm not just experimenting, bro. This is lifelong. I've already made the commitment. And the reason why is because it's profoundly changed my brain health. Because should I tell you something as well? I'm physical health now, obsessed. But really, why I got into this community is because my brain was damaged. I emotionally fucked myself up. Like you said, actually, you said low self-esteem. So I had low self-esteem too. And what I found is fasting fixes my brain, aged urine, all the fruits, all fix my brain. But I've got to be honest here. Transcendental meditation is fixing my brain faster than all of them, and like it's such a ridiculous level. I can't believe it, bro. I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked. That's why I'm sticking with this for life. And yeah, it's just I've read the science on it, and I've got loads of books. Obviously, like I'm a geek, and what it's doing is it's completely restructuring the brain hemispheres. You know, the left. Everyone talks about the left-right brain imbalance. Well, my God, when I do my transcendental, my brain is so fucked. I can feel it coming back to center and really healing itself. My left side, my right brain is weak. My left side, I can feel my eyes popping on my left side, and it's. I just get blissed out. I get the dopamine rush. So you talk about cold showers and dopamine, testosterone high, but it's just one of the, I don't know why as well, because if you think about it, it's one of the most easiest meditations you'll ever do. There's no effort required. It works with the mind, but yet it's the most powerful. And that makes me think that's a nice bias. It's easy, effortless, and fucking powerful, mate. Really, it's a life changing. But do you want to know how to do it? Do you want to know how to do it? I can explain it quickly if you want for everyone here.
Not at all, man. I just know I'm not even sure if I understand what transcendental meditation means. I
Oh,
think
mate.
it's like
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay. I'll try to
Please,
explain to you.
yeah.
So
Yeah, sure.
this is good. This is good for me to like recap on what I know. So it's
Okay.
working with the mind to transcend the ego, and it's putting you into a fourth state of consciousness. There's three states of consciousness: sleeping, waking, and dreaming. And there's a fourth state of consciousness, which is none of those things. Waking, sleeping, or dreaming. And for some reason, transcendental meditation sends you to a very calm place in your mind. Like, okay, you know duality, and there's good and evil, the opposites we live in. There's the one
Yeah.
source, the one source where everything comes from. What transcendental meditation does is it sends you back into it quietens the mind. So the mind is full of monkey mind and ups and downs, duality. But the transcendental meditation sends you down to the one consciousness. It sends you down to the part of the mind where the origins of thoughts came from, or the origins of where we possibly came from. It just quietens the mind to by degrees of, because I've tried mindfulness. I like mindfulness, but they're very slow and they're very hard work and they take a lot of discipline. And I'm disciplined, but I'm not that disciplined. But what I found with transcendental meditation is when I do it, my mind quietens within minutes, and then it becomes fun. Once you get into it and it's effortless, the first couple of minutes, your mind's like really quiet. You're like, whoa, okay, I like this. So you just carry on for the 20 minutes. And I'll do longer than that now. But for those 20 minutes, you sit down there, your mind just goes quiet, 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 quiet. And as for benefits, it doesn't remove your weaknesses of personality. You'll always have your weaknesses. What it does is it strengthens your ego personality strengths, right? So what I'm good at is, well, like you said, science or whatever, and maybe talking on camera and stuff like that and helping people. That just enhances like times 20 transcendental. Same with you. So if you're like, you're doing videos and you're encouraging people and that's your personality strength, it just maximizes everything. And it just puts you, it makes you in the flow. One thing that science does show is that it makes your brain alpha. You know, we've got beta, high beta stress. It transforms your brain into alpha brainwaves. So your whole brain gets synchronized. Your front and back start working together. Your left and right start working together. Your prefrontal cortex starts getting up with alpha brainwaves. And there's a hell of a lot of science on what's going on in the brain. Your brain is getting transformed within minutes. And the crazy thing with transcendental meditation is the benefits are there from dot one, from the first session. But if you commit to twice daily, 20 minutes, that's what's recommended every day, the rest of your life. People that do it 10, 20, 30 years start experiencing what you know as Eckhart Tolle, you know what Eckhart Tolle experienced all of a sudden on the park bench, that awakening? Yeah.
Yeah, you call it enlightenment, right?
Right, exactly, enlightenment.
Yeah.
Well, you can actually do this. Anyone can do it if you commit to doing transcendental meditation 10, 20, 30 years down the line, because that's what people experience. Quite a lot of them, they do it for 20, 30 years, 2 times 20 minutes. It's having a long-term benefits. It's restructuring the brain. Eventually, you'll have to a point where you just become like Eckhart Tolle. In moments, you'll have moments of clarity, maybe 1 day, 2 days, where you're like, oh shit, I'm the witness to my thoughts. That's the fourth state of consciousness. And then some people, once you've experienced that, it's very easy. By naturally, you get to the fifth state of consciousness where you're permanently in the state where you're witnessing. And then it gets even crazier. When you're sleeping, you can witness too. So your entire life now, when you're sleeping awake, you're completely like Eckhart Tolle. You're witnessing without trying. I mean, well, without trying, because it's effortless meditation, but you commit. It's just, bro, that I'm writing my next book's on it, bro. I'm just fascinated. I'm not very good at explaining it. I'm aware of this because I'm new to it myself. I'm only day 40 something, which is new. I'm not, there's people doing it 20, 30 years, but from my own experience and what I can tell inside me, you said about fruits, you knew that was from dot one, it built and you knew that's you. So I'm in that position now. I know in my heart, now I need to get better at explaining it to people, but I'm still at the excited phase where I'm not 3 years in transformation. I'm not done 20 years, but I'm going to commit and I'm going to get better at explaining it because I'm not stopping this till I die. So hopefully I won't die for a long time.
Spectacular, man. That's an awesome explanation, actually. I don't know why you're saying it, but you can explain it really well. And I'm excited to dive into it, man, as well. Like, it's amazing.
Bro,
man.
if you're interested,
do you like,
go,
sorry?
No, ask me a question, please.
Yeah. Do you like focus on a thought or something until you go deep with it, or what is it exactly?
Right, so they give you a mantra, but what I've learned is you can say any word. It doesn't have to be their mantra. That's not true what they're saying. So I use the word one, which is given to me in a book that I read. And yeah, you don't focus it aggressively. You don't mantra bash. You don't go one. I'm not having any other thoughts. You're just gentle. You're gentle, yeah. And what I learned is I forgive myself. So I don't judge the quality of how I'm doing. I just go, okay, 1, one. I say it gently, and my mind wanders. And do you know what? Sometimes I have cool thoughts, and I think, okay, I don't want to go back to the mantra. It's kind of cool, so I'll just go with the cool thought, and I'll go back to the mantra, and gently. And each time I do, I just get my state, my presence, emotions go up. Each time I wander and bring it back to this mantra, which feels natural and effortless, yeah, it gets me into a really, I did 1 hour before I talk to you. I feel much more grounded and based in myself. I haven't had any peak experiences. I just feel so much more energetic and awesome. And I'll leave you one thought here. Do you know much about metabolic rate and the rate at which we consume oxygen? Do you have ideas of what this is?
Not a lot about it actually.
I think, do you know what? I think this is the key to health. Like when we fast and when we eat fruits, we lower our metabolic rate, our rate which we consume oxygen, right? The less oxygen we consume, the more energy we have, the more healthy, and the longer we'll live. Well, science shows that with transcendental meditation, this is crazy. When you go into deep sleep, your body metabolic rate lowers 8% maximum, 8% below normal. It's a lot. It goes down. Right. But when we do transcendental meditation, our metabolism goes down 16% on average. That's double what sleep does. And that's why people say that it's deeper than rest. It's more powerful. It can't replace sleep, but it's more powerful in a way than rest. And I conclude from that, if it's lowering the metabolic rate so much, it must be making us live longer. So like fasting and fruits makes us live longer and healthier lives. Well, I'm thinking transcendental meditation added onto that will make you live a very fucking long time, right?
Maybe immortal, right? Can it reduce the amount of sleep needed? I think so, because since it's reducing the metabolic rate by 16%.
You must have noticed when you did fruits, when you went onto your fruit diet, and you get much less sleep and fasting too.
Yeah. Absolutely. I've experienced that.
Now,
in the beginning, I was sleeping more, but later along the line, I'm sleeping less now comparatively.
Yeah. It's deeper than rest. You'll feel it as such a deep. When I come out of it, you get so energetic. It's like you've gone 100 days on fruits only. You've been fasting for days on end. And this is with eating. I mean, what I'm looking forward to at the moment is going to do fasting for a long time with transcendental meditation, 2 powerful healing modalities into one. That's I'm very excited to talk about with promote my Facebook. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Right. Awesome, man. Awesome stuff. You know a lot of things, man. I'm so excited to learn from you, all your posts and everything. And I'm definitely going to order that book, man, on transcendental meditation, because as you talk about it, I'm getting excited. I'm going to research on this and start tomorrow, man.
I will send you the links. I will send the links to the best
for sure
books. They're the best ones.
I would appreciate it, man. I would appreciate it. I'm going to order your book as well, because you get all this information and put it connect the dots like you do, right? And I'm going to order your book as well for sure. When is it coming, by the way?
Sorry?
When is it coming, by the way? Have you started writing it?
I started yesterday writing it, but it doesn't take me long, because these are short books I make, but they're full of geek knowledge. Maybe next month. My plan is to get it done by mid-November out.
Right. I was expecting a thick book, actually, out of the one, the age you're in.
Yeah, very small. Very small.
Right. Yeah. But a ton of information you have. One page is equivalent to 2-3 pages of a normal book. So
thank you. Yeah, that's my style.
I think it's enough to convince a person to try new stuff. Yeah, you don't need to read a lot of stuff. Yeah.
One thing as well I've noticed with other people, I don't want to bitch other people, is other people are perfectionists. So they'll say they want to write a book, but they'll never get it done. And I had this problem too. But do you know, with these books I've been releasing this year, I thought, fuck it. I know they're not perfect, they're not long, but I'm just my information. It's me at this stage of my journey. So I'm just going to get it out there. So what I've been doing is practicing not being perfect, and it's really hard, bro. Do you know, this one I'm writing now, I'm like, oh shit, you're gonna miss so much information, Harry. It's gonna be useless and perfect. But you know what, I get it done anyway. So in that way, I feel like I beat people that are just spending 20 years and going, do you know what, Harry, I'd like to write a book. And I'm like, yeah, go on then, just write a book. Just write it.
It's really hard writing a book, man. Yeah, and we shouldn't be aiming for perfection. We should be aiming for improvement, and we must never plateau. So
beyond that, bro, just get it. People need to get it done, because you're helping people, even if it's not perfect. Get it out there. Don't wait 20 years, because who you helping by thinking about writing a book and you're not reading it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. A lot of people spend lifetimes pondering over things and never get it done. I appreciate you for taking the decision and getting it done, man.
Right, I'm like you, brother. 10x. There's 10x this.
Right. Right.
All right, bro. So we've covered a lot today. Thank you very much for being a tremendous
Yeah, yeah.
help. And do you know what? I'm glad to talk to you and visually as well, because you get a different feel of someone, a more authentic. Than it's great Facebook, but it's a real authentic. So and same the audience. I'm sure they're gonna love this too. So any final message of hope, inspiration you want to say to the people? Oh, do you? Is there anything else you would like as a last?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this, man.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, like your video, I think your audio and video didn't come out right the
Oh,
last few seconds.
oh,
What
okay.
did you say?
Oh, it's just, is
Uh,
there any last bit of inspiration, hope that you'd like to leave the message people that want to watch this video?
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm just gonna say this, man. Become 10x. Just take action. That's all I gotta say, man. Like, you're gonna have plenty of reasons to not do something. Find that one reason and just go for it, man. Just take that decision, and you're gonna be surprised because when I started on a fruit diet, I didn't know I was gonna go for it for lifetime. But now I'm at a point where I'm confident that this is gonna be lifetime. Maybe I'm gonna transition to more better things. I know for sure there are better things than fruitarianism out there. So
Yeah.
just take that chance, and you're gonna be surprised that it was more easier than you thought it was. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. And thank you so much, man, for your knowledge and for your information.
That's all
I
right.
look forward to reading your books and everything. So yeah, man,
All
it was
right.
it was an honor talking to you.
Yeah, same to you, brother. Thank you very much. And thank you, audience, for watching too. This was Harry with Akash, the Fruitarian. The Fruitarian. So there we go.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. Cheers.